Hey guys, so I know that typically anytime I go somewhere, people are always asking me about my makeup and who does my makeup, did I do it? And the answer is always yes, I just did my makeup. So I'm no longer gatekeeping. I'm going to show you everything that I do to achieve my look. I am not a makeup artist. Let me just tell you that. So if you see anything that I'm doing wrong, please comment, let me know, give me some tips because we can all learn from each other. But this is my typical makeup routine that I do for work, weekends. If I'm doing extra glam, then I might add in additional eyeshadow, but this is my typical steps. So the first thing I would do is wake up and I brush my eyebrows. Start brushing my eyebrows. I also brush my eyelashes and get those all ready to go. I've already done that, so I can start off. Next, the next step I do is I spray my face with Mario. So I use this. This is a small bottle, but I have the big ones. But for today, just spray it, and it just wakes me up. This is the I'll let you know what type this one is. But anyway, it's the orange one. Is that I'm the one that I'm using. Then next I go in with No Pore Blem, which is like a primer, and it helps to remove some of your pores. So I'll follow this up with just rubbing this. Take a small little pump. Small pump goes a long way. And don't forget about your chin. Don't forget about all these different areas. And then just kind of let that dry a little bit. Okay? As you can see, I'm just rubbing it all in there. And getting everything in line. All right. Then, after I do that, something new that I've added to my routine, because I am very oily in some spots and I shine by, mid-afternoon, my face is shining. So I started using this Smashbox Photo Finish. So I'll take this as the last step and put a little tube, put some there, here, all the places that I typically shine, which is in that T-zone. And I'll just apply that all over. All right. Okay, I am good and prepped. Now, as you all know, typically a lot of us suffer with blemishes and hyperpigmentation. So what I use for that is just NYX. I come in with the green, and I'll typically just find my little spots and apply the little green all over. Hit my nose, around the edges, under, because I am like, I don't know, for some reason I'm still like a baby, but my nose around it and underneath it is red. So I'll typically do that. Then I'll also come on top of that before I blend. I'll come on top of it with the same color as my skin, which is, I use the NYX, which is the Fix Stick in Cinnamon. So I'll go on each one of those areas that I applied the green, and I'll come back over it with the brown. Every one of them. And what this does, it helps you to have like that flawless look. So just hit every one of the spots. Okay. Now, next I'll take my little blending brush, just using this brush, and then I'll just kind of blot it in, right? I'm just really dabbing it in, making sure that everything is like covered. You don't want to see the green. If you see green, you might want to go back over it one more with the same color as your skin. You can also use a regular concealer to go, but definitely the trick and magic is do not blend the green in until you have layered your color on top of it. Okay? Now, I'm prepped and ready for my foundation. So take my little brush, and it's ready and it's clean. I just cleaned these brushes. And the foundation that I use is by Hourglass. I use number 12, and I really love this. I've tried so many different foundations, and this one gives me the coverage that I'm looking for, and I just apply. I hit those spots. I go 1, 2, 3, and hit that, and then I'll come and start really just kind of, sometimes I dab it in, and sometimes I'll just, you know, swipe. It's better if you dab. Push your hairline. Ladies, don't be afraid to go up to your hairline. You need to, because that's the first thing people look is your makeup all over your face, or did you just apply it to one area? And I typically hit my lids of my eyes and go all the way, and just keep, once you dab, now come back and just keep. You don't need to add any more. I only do 4 pumps on my brush of makeup, and it is enough to provide coverage all over. Okay, foundation is done. Next thing I do is I will go in with my concealer. Now, I recently started using this Born This Way concealer. This color is Sand. I'll take that and hit it like that on both sides. And then what I'll always do is add a little strip down the center of my nose. Okay? If anytime I go out and you don't see me with my nose contoured, then just know that it was not a good morning and I was rushing and I didn't get a chance to get to it. So then I come with my blender and I'll just blend underneath my eye, and I'll go to the top lid too. Some people don't like to do that because it adds a crease, but I'm going to show you what I do to make sure I don't have a crease at the end. So just get all in there, all in. And I take this down to about right here, my cheekbone there. And ladies, if you do not put your makeup on with a fan on, you're missing out. Get you a fan and have it on while you're doing your makeup. It makes things so much better. It makes things dry, nice, and smooth. And I'll take it and I'll smash in the line down my nose. Okay, concealer is done. Now, what I've also started doing is if I want an extra little brighten, I'll go in with another concealer that is a shade or 2 lighter. And I'll just go right there in that crease. As you can see, I did not do as thick. And I'll take that same blender and come back and really just kind of press it in the corners and build out to the edges. So I'm pressing in to the corner and then I'm building out the edges. And I'm already at 10 minutes on the video. Okay, so that's done. Next, what I typically do is I'll use NYX in Sienna. Since I've already gone down the center of my nose with the strip, next I will add the contour. So I typically just draw a little, go from the corner of my eyelid and go down. Then I'll go and make like a smiley face at the end, and then a top piece. As you can see, that's how it's supposed to look. Then from there, I take my brush, and all brushes are not made equal. Let me just tell you that. I've tried to contour my nose with other brushes and did not come out the way I like. This is the only brush that I use to contour my nose, and I have no idea where I got it from. No idea. So if I ever lose this brush, you're gonna see. And as you can see, things are coming together, starting to. You can see that. All right, so now that I've done that, and again, do not go too deep. You still want to kind of see the contour. Next, what I do is I'll go in with my Huda Beauty. Just want to show you guys. Huda Beauty. This is in Blondie. Take this, and I'll go in with my creases. Start at the center, and I'll press in. I typically press in into the crease by my under the eyelid and towards the corners. I'll start there, and then I'll press outward. Okay. And then that same line down the center, I'll take it there. Typically put a little what's left over there, because I don't like a lot of that powdery residue everywhere. I know some people know what to do, but this was what works for me. Then I'll come with my handy brush, and I'll brush that off. I'll go in the corners, the top, and always start from the crease. And then I'll typically go on top of my lid. Okay, remember I told you how to reduce the creases, right? That's how I do it. So I use what's left over from my powder, and that's in my brush, and I'll go straight to my lid. Now what I also will do is come back in and sort of do this just one time, and then what that'll do is just kind of, I don't know, it just pops my contour out. So the next step that I do is, we did the initial contour. Now I come back over with my contour, and this is by one size, and medium dark trio. I'll use that. Come back with my brush, and then I'll go down the sides. I'll go back underneath, and then I'll go to that little line, and one more on the side. Then I'll make sure that it's kind of tapered into the eyebrow, right? Or the eyelid. So from there, I'll take an angled brush, handy dandy, and then I'll use like a darker color, and then I'll go cheekbone. So I'll bring this cheekbone down on both sides. Okay, I'll bring that cheekbone down. Then I'll also go from the top, and I'll start right there, and then brush it over and come back down to where the cheekbone area is. So as you can see, it just makes me look like I'm okay, squeezing. All right, then from there I will typically kind of buff it out a little bit on both sides. Okay, on both sides. All right, then from there you're almost done, right? I've been obsessed with Juvia's Place. Their blush, I mean, I have every volume, but this is volume 1, and it typically goes with everything, and it's just like, it's like an orange and a burgundy. And I'll take my handy dandy brush. I'll start with the orange, and then I'll go orange first, layer that on, and then I'll just come down and then go back up. That works for me, but if you have any tips on, you know, you want to share. And then I'll go with the burgundy, and I'll typically like make a C, right? I'll make a C right there. I don't know, I love when the blush is kind of like on the sides a bit. I'm just now really getting into that. I don't know who turned me on to that, but I love it. Okay, next step, what I then do after this is I look and I say, okay, hello brows. It's time to get these brows together. So I'll take my little, I don't know, dip, but it's time to put the eyebrows on, and I'll brush them back up, brush them on both sides, and then I'll typically just go in and, you know, add the little corner to where it looks really natural. I'm not really into like hard brows. But I do like a defined line. I know my sister hates that, but I do. I love it. I love a defined line in the corners too. Again, do what works for you, but this is what I like. And do what makes you happy, right? Like, you can't live for everybody, and you can't expect for everybody to do things like you, and vice versa. So I'm a strong believer about doing what works for you. Okay, now eyebrows done. Okay, so from here, what I typically like to do, if I were going to work or something like that, then I would come and I would put on a little bit of eyeshadow, but I don't feel like doing that today, so I'm gonna skip that. But the next step is just a little quick eyeliner, and I'm using Ulta Beauty, their darkest one in brown, black brown, and I'll go under the lid here, on top of the lid, and on this side do the same thing. Okay, now, and I love the brown. I stopped using black a long time ago. I use only brown because what that does, it doesn't make you look like you're going out, but it just brightens up the eye. Next is your handy dandy highlighter. Oh, some people don't like highlighter, but again, if you see me out and I don't have my highlighter on, just hit me a sign of, hey girl, you're fine, it's good, you overslept, you didn't get to it, because I love a highlighter. I love a good highlighter. Okay, and that's typically how I put it on. Then from there, and I told you this is about an 18-minute, 20-minute makeup routine. Then from there, I go and I'll brush my lashes again. And from there, once everything is the way that I like it, take a look and all of that, then I'll come in with the Holy Grail. And the Holy Grail, Revolution Super Fix. The Holy Grail, okay? I swear by it. I drown my face in it. And because my fan is on, I just sit here, right? I stand and I just let the fan dry my face evenly. Don't have to deal with any of the other things. And, you know, sometimes I'll fan also, but typically I'll just let it kind of sit there. And let me pull this up so you can get a good view. Okay, this is the finished look. As I'm still drying, take those out. And as you can see, this is what I look like. And then I'll add my lipstick and everything later. Typically just do like a nude lipstick. But from here, I usually do my hair. You see, do my edges because, hey, once you sprayed your hair. So now you got to do your hair. So ladies, do your hair last after you've done your makeup. Just clip it back, then come back. I got the hot comb, about to hot comb these edges, and there, I'm done for the day. All right, talk to you soon. Bye. Peace.